you're here, you already know what it's time for. Another trailer of the Resident Evil 4 remake. Oh man, I'm so hyped. I was sitting there watching the PlayStation showcase for like half an hour, and oh man, I'm so excited. So, without further ado, I'm gonna just hop right into it. I'm gonna give my reaction, and then we're gonna rewatch it, and I'm going to be a bit nitpicky and point out some details I noticed. If you notice anything that I don't mention, just leave a comment and let me know. All right, all right, all right. I'm hyped. I am hyped. Ooh, hoo, hoo, it sounds like the cultists.
You're here looking for someone? Maybe. Some missing señorita?
Ashley, where are you?
Your soul requires cleansing.
Ashley Graham, are you in here?
Just let me go.
Listen. I'm hearing the president's orders and
What is that? What do we do?
The lost lambs are escaping.
we need to go. I'm gonna get you home safe.
You can stop right there.
Ada, who are you? And what are you doing here?
My faithful disciple will show her the path.
Ashley, run!
The entire world shall overflow with his grace.
What's happening to me?
Now, abandon your body.
Leave the girl. She's lost no matter what.
Now that he has chosen death.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh, I'm hyped. March 24th. Out of every game I've ever played, this might be the one that I actually, this might be the one game I actually pre-ordered. Just out of sheer excitement alone. I don't know how to describe it, but let me process my thoughts, and we're gonna rewatch it and just analyze it a little bit. So, all right, just so you guys know, there's going to be a lot of stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting I'm going to analyze. That's what this section of the video is all about. So, if you just wanted to see a reaction, now's the time to click off. I won't be mad at you, but at least leave a like, if you enjoyed watching me react. But yeah, let's hop back into this. So, I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. So right here at the start, I could already tell the cultist chanting, you know, in the first trailer, it was all about the village. It showed a little bit of the cultists for like half a second in the first trailer, but this one is like definitely showing off that the castle is going to be in the game and it's going to be a big part of it, just like in the original. All right, let's keep it going. So here, I know the exact location of what this is referring to from the original game, and it's that sacrificial table that you pass by to get, like, I think the final cat's eye. So basically, it's just showing the little sacrificial markings and engravings there, which is pretty cool. Um, I feel like they didn't really use it enough in the original game, so it's actually kind of cool to see. Yeah, to see that they're using Ashley there on that, altar. I really like the cloaks. There is a slight redesign. They're pretty scruffy, but they look new. The hood looks like it's not like part of the cloak. It's like, something they put on over the cloak, which is pretty cool. It looks like they're going for a creepier feel in this game than they did in the original, which, I respect. Let's keep it going. I'm assuming that's where Ashley got her, like they injected her with the parasite. I'm assuming that's where that happened instead of just happening in like some random lab somewhere. Oh, this part gave me chills 2 times in a row. So basically, Leon's standing in the village, of course, it's obvious, but in the distance there, the clock tower is like mangled. It's almost like it broke down like sometime in the gameplay, which, you know, it's making me antsy because I really want to know why that happens because in the original game, the clock tower is always there, and even in the showcase of the remake, it looked like it was, you know, not ruined. Let's keep it going.
You're here looking for someone?
All right, so I actually kind of like the voice actor for Lewis. Still has that Hispanic feel. I'm very eager to see what the chainsaw, Dr. Salvador is all about. It looks like they made his chainsaw like a bit more bold and it's more obvious. Like, you would know when Dr. Salvador's coming to get you, but now it's like a big target because his chainsaw looks bulkier than it did in the original, and he actually looks taller than some of the other Ganados around him, which makes him look more menacing and more like he stands out, I think that's pretty cool. And I'm not sure if they're gonna do something with him. I was watching the showcase, and through the bag on Dr. Salvador's eyes, you could kind of see that they look kind of all red and crusted and infected. Um, it makes me wonder, like, if he's going to be the new like boss character that follows you throughout the game and you can't really fully defeat him. Um, I feel like that being like a really interesting, take on the original game. Because in the original, there was like several Dr. Salvadors that you fight, but I think it'd be really neat if there was just one and, you know, he's like a reoccurring menace. He just keeps coming back. I think that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, I'll stop talking for a second.
Maybe. Some missing señorita?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, like I don't want to be too picky, but I wish they kind of kept more of the original look of Lewis. This version of him looks a little bit creepy actually. Like he looks charming, but at the same time, you know, I wouldn't want to be alone in a room with him if I just met him. The original Lewis, like he was also charming. Um, he seemed pretty like not open, but he seemed very trustworthy even though he wasn't. This one just kind of looks creepy. It's probably the way his eyes are shaded right now, but I know a lot of people are talking about him being a protagonist. I respectfully disagree, or not protagonist, an antagonist, and I respectfully disagree because that wasn't his role in the original game, and I don't think it's gonna be like that here. So in the original, he wasn't a protagonist, but he wasn't actively working against Leon. Like he wanted similar things. He wanted to, you know, make sure the parasite didn't get into the wrong hands, for like widespread, population. I feel like that's gonna be the same thing here. Lewis is probably still going to be smart, sneaky, and he's probably still gonna only appear every now and then and just like rush off without me on. Um, at least that's why I'd figure. I really like the new leather jacket though. I feel like it matches him pretty well. Uh, but yeah, yeah, that's all I have to say for him.
Ashley.
So Ashley here, uh, it makes me think there's going to be segments where we get to play as Ashley, like directly. That isn't just like, oh man, we got freed from a trap and now we just gotta be on our own for a little bit. No, I feel like there's going to be several segments where we actually do play as Ashley and she's going to play a bigger role in the game than just being like the, oh no, help me, I'm defenseless character, you know?
Where are you?
Okay, so this is actually really neat to look at. I see a giant skull in the back, which makes me think of the El Gigante, um, which makes me think that they actually, you know, hold on to all the remains of like past Ganados and the monsters and things like that, which seems very in place for a creepy castle that practices sacrifice. All right, let's continue. This is pretty cool. I don't know if that's supposed to be Sadler. I I doubt it is because, you know, he fashions a purple cloak, not a black one. Um, it looks like it's just a lead cultist to me. Like they might be a bit more special than just a normal cultist.
Your soul.
Okay, they show this for like not even a second. Um, that's obviously the big cheese. Big reveal there. I like how they made his eye look more obvious because in the original game, you know, you picked up the eye to use it to progress, but you only recognized it as a false eye after you know, defeat the big cheese. Um, and, you know, I feel like it's smart to make it more obvious so you know, like, oh, well, that's important. I definitely need to get that ASAP. Pretty cool detail.
Very
That's pretty cool. That looks like a, you know, renewed, a renovated scene of the church, which is, you know, where we find Ashley originally, which I'm assuming is going to be
requires
the same way.
cleansing.
That's very cool as well. So it looks like now the parasites don't have to be egged on. It seems like it'll be a lot more random. Like in the original game, when we're first introduced to the Las Plagas, um, it just kind of, you know, that very first Ganado that turns into one of the long tentacle things, it happens to him like, you know, just randomly. We don't attack him or anything. But then every enemy after that, we have to attack them before the Las Plagas even comes out. So I feel like in the remake, it's probably going to happen randomly, depending on like, probably not even depending on anything, but I think it'll be a lot more random than scripted. Of course, that's the virus, I'd assume. And it's pretty cool how, you know, it's just showing it like obviously infecting him.
Ashley Graham, are you in here?
And of course, I think this is inside the church. This is where we find Ashley originally. Inside the church, inside that random room. And I also kind of like, you know, how Leon's a bit more stern and, you know, he's not taking any crap from her. So like he lets her know that, hey, I'm going to get you out of here safe, but like you need to listen to me and trust me.
Just let me go.
Listen,
So the remake seems like a much more, I guess, a much more self-defensive Ashley, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Because in the original, I'm saying that a lot. I'm comparing it to the original, because that's why I have. But you know, in the original game, like when we first find Ashley, she chucks a piece of wood at Leon and then just cowers in a corner. But in this one, like, you know, even though she doesn't know who Leon is, she goes on the offensive and, you know, even tries swinging at him again, and he has to catch the chandelier and stop her.
I'm hearing the president's orders and
What is that?
So I don't know by like what is that? I don't know if she's referencing the sounds of the incoming Ganados outside the church, or if this is a whole different scene entirely. I'm not sure. But I'm sure we'll figure that out in a later trailer.
What do we do?
The lost lambs are escaping.
we need to go. I'm gonna get you home safe.
You can stop.
So this looks like it's located in the castle. So I'd assume this is a similar scene where, you know, Ada sneaks up behind Leon after he exits the maze and she's like, "Hey, stop right there," you know, trying to, you know, just for fun. It's Ada, she does that.
Right there.
Ada, who are you? What are you doing here?
My faith.
Okay, so this is kind of interesting. If you look at the bottom left, you can see the sleeve there, and it actually is a shade of purple. So I assume this is actually Sadler. It's kind of interesting. It veers in on his hand just being kind of shaky. So I'd assume like maybe in this version of the game, like he is infected. Like he has Las Plagas inside him, but he also has the best control over it. And I'd assume he'd somehow be able to like he still struggles with it sometimes, hence why his hand is shaking, or he could just be going through a transformation. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Disciple will show her the path.
Okay, now this caught me off guard. Oh man, it's perfect though. It's perfect. It it looks like the new version of the El Gigante, and oh, it's so grotesque. It looks like there's no skin on that thing, and the teeth are just all gnarled, and that thing looks even more massive than it did in the original game. Like Leon actually looks small in comparison. Like in the original, it almost looks like Leon is like up to their thigh, but in this one, it looks like Leon's not even reaching their knee. That's how big El Gigante looks in this iteration.
Ashley, run!
So, it's kind of neat that they're keeping the fish in here. Always heard that they might be removing Krauser and stuff, but so far they seem to be keeping, you know, all the normal bosses in the game. They got El Gigante, they got Dr. Salvador, they got the big cheese, they even got the fish. So I have a feeling that they're just going to, you know, take bits and pieces out and like rearrange them to make the game make more sense. Besides that, I feel like it'll kind of just be like a graphical overhaul.
World shall overflow.
Now this is a neat take on Lord Salazar. Um, he still has his two henchmen, which I can only figure that we're still going to have the battle with his right-hand man. As for the left-hand man, I still think that'll be part of the Salazar boss battle. It's kind of interesting to see Salazar not have his hat on. You know, there's probably some differences with this Salazar as well, that we'll figure out soon enough.
With his grace.
What's happening to me?
Um, so it doesn't show the full scene, but in the original, when Ashley starts coughing up blood and Leon asks if she's okay, she just freaks out, panics, and runs away from him. She runs away from the one guy that like showed up to help her and, you know, get her home. Like it made no sense to me. plot-wise, because if anything, I would not run away from the one person trying to help me in some random castle in the middle of nowhere. It just wouldn't happen. So in this scene, it kind of looks like, she still is freaking out, but she isn't freaking out at Leon and trying to pawn it off like nothing's happening. She's coughing up blood, and that's a serious thing.
Now,
I don't. That looked like Sadler, actually. Here, wait, let me back this up.
These grades.
What's happening to me?
now,
Okay, yeah, that literally looks like Sadler. Purple cloak. He looks awkwardly tall. Like his neck, um, looks. It looks like he's hiding a ton of his body in that cloak there. Like he has an extra long neck. Um, that weird, I don't know, cloak covered cultist there. Super spooky. I hope we see some more of that in the actual game.
now, back.
This is the scene where I think Ashley finally, is starting to be more corrupted and is starting to be able to be controlled.
And in your body.
Of course, that's the big cheese. That's super spooky. I'm super excited. He looks like a whole spider.
Leave the
Um,
girl. She's lost no matter what.
ooh. See, Salazar looks really neat here though. So he looks old, and there's a chance that he's a lot older than he looks, which makes me like this, view of him here, because you can tell he's older. He has gray hair, he has wrinkles, and you can tell he is infected by the parasite.
Now that he has chosen
I'm assuming this is when we first get to the castle, which, that's pretty interesting.
death.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Okay, so there's probably going to be a scene where the infection kind of takes over and she might take Leon's pistol from his holster or something like that and aim it at him. I'd assume he's not going to actually get shot here. If anything, there's probably going to be a bad guy in the room, and she'll fight it just enough to shoot the bad guy, and Leon will, you know, boss battle commence. Oh, but let me tell you, I'm super hyped for this game. If there's anything you guys noticed that I didn't notice, just let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to hear what you guys think about this upcoming, hopefully, masterpiece, because I know I'm hyped for it. But yeah, that was my reaction. That was my little analysis. I'll keep updating you guys if I see anything new. And as far as that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.